Adult in a Littler shirt is weird, and I'll die on that hill.
It is weird. But there will be no Littler shirts this weekend for two reasons. They're in Germany. They fucking hate him. And our brave boys, the two Lukes, Bookie's favourites, understandably, will be wearing the England top.
Which is quite gross.
Yeah. Oh, it looks like it's been, it looks like a Sunday League top.
Really does. I don't know what it is, but I've never seen a darts shirt and gone, that looks sick.
Nike and Adidas are yet to venture into the darts top games.
It's a bad look. I mean, we've talked about it before with the school trousers and the school shoes, but it's generally a bad look. I've very rarely seen a dart. My wife's Michael Smith shirt with the bull on the back is the closest I've seen to a dart shirt and gone, that's class.
Yeah.
And it's mainly because it's Michael Smith.
I like Gary Anderson's kind of throwback one, which is like a sort of Cuban shirt style.
He's got that little patch of tartan on the arm.
Yeah,
it's just vintage Anderson.
That's nice.
But no, the England top is not anything to write home about. Humphries and Littler should, by all accounts, blow everyone away. But as we saw last year, it's not as simple as that at the World Cup.
Yeah, they lost last year to the Germans, to Martin Schindler, and was it still Pikachu last year?
I think so.
Yeah. Of which more on him later. But it was, they should be there. There's a few reasons why they won't win it. And those reasons are thousands and thousands of vicious Germans.
Yeah.
Booing them within an inch of their life. Luke Littler has basically sworn off ever stepping foot on German soil.
Well, he said famously before the last World Cup that he was never going to Germany again, forgetting the World Cup was in Germany. Then he had to go, crashed out in the second round due to relentless booing.
Yes. But I think what's probably interesting this year is that Luke Littler spent an entire season being booed.
He's had his pelters.
And obviously it affects him a lot in that he's visibly very sad and very emotional about it. But also it started to turn where you've sort of started to poke the bear a little bit. And as he kind of matures as a player and as a man, he channels that hatred.
He does. And he does seem to, you can see him getting more sort of defiant on the stage with the booing and stuff. And I hope we see a really good showing from the Lukes, because together they should be unmatchable.
I mean, it's probably, I was reading something that it's probably the best kind of doubles pairing sort of in history, just in terms of like for a World Cup, like for a whole bunch of reasons, the pairs aren't always the best two players for a bunch of reasons, but actually it's literally the world number one and world number two, two insanely decorated darts players, two world champions, two Premier League champions, also both just in like pretty scary form.
I mean, that final of the Premier League between the two of them was so good.
Yeah.
That there is no reason why they shouldn't piss this tournament.
But saying that, they just lost. It's just Nordic Masters has just gone, of which MVG beat Luke Humphries in the final.
Oh.
There. Luke Humphries missed match darts to win it.
Lukey.
But it's because he's got one eye. Doing it for the nation.
On the WC.
Uniting the country after a testy week at home. Whether or not he was at those rallies is still to be confirmed.
A lot of darts fans, though.
But you'd think if they can harness the booze...
Yeah.
I think the challenge, obviously, is like you can harness the booze, but if they're all sort of whistling and every time you're trying to throw and things like that. But I think... one thing about Littler is when he hasn't won a trophy, which is a mad thing to say about a 19-year-old, but when he's so on trying to like pick up absolutely every, like there's a handful of gongs that he hasn't got, and the World Cup is one of them. He's always looking to prove people wrong. He's always looking to go like, yeah, you boo me.
Yeah.
So expect a big rendition of 3 German bombers. From the teenager.
Yeah, we'll be rooting for you.
So yeah, Bookie's favourite. I think that, the defining thing there is like, can you handle the booze? Are you both on it? It is also, I think the doubles because I don't think it's as straightforward like we were saying. It's just you two are the best, you two win.
Yeah,
because obviously it's actually an entirely, in the same way that different formats suit different players well. Like Littler's particularly good over a long format. A doubles thing is very different because you're waiting longer to throw. You know, you're throwing every other go.
Can't get into a rhythm as much. Yeah.
Luckily, they're very different players, but they're both quite fast players.
They're pacey boys. But yeah, I think it must be, if you've constantly sort of rehearsed, as it were, to take it in turns with one other person, then you being sort of every 1 in 3 or whatever, like that extra weight shouldn't make much of a difference. But for some of them, you can see that they then have to go like, oh, what am I on? Like, whereas normally they must be thinking like 3 or 4 moves ahead. And now they're like, okay, what's he doing? What's he got? Right now, I need to think about where I'm going to leave another person rather than themselves. So it can just makes a new, interesting dynamic to the already perfect sport.
It's also, I think, so much of like great darts players is about like, if I do what I can do, it's up to you to challenge me. And that's the case with Humphries and Littler, Littler in particular, but for both of them, and with all of the kind of really top players, they're like, if I'm there, if you're Littler and you're like, if I'm not my best, there is nobody better than me.
Yeah.
So if I do what I need to do, and so much of his game is about like seizing control. And just playing in a way that just makes it impossible to keep up with him. You lose that element of control, which adds a bit of spice.
Yeah, you're right, actually, because darts is one of those sports that if you play brilliantly, there's literally nothing the other person can do. Like if you're scoring really high and checking out first time, you can't beat the other person. But you're right, it is out of their control because they'll always have that element of, it's not just how good you play, it's you have to both be at the same level.
It would be lovely if they hit a doubles 9.
Oh, imagine that. Has that ever happened?
I don't know. And I don't know if that's something that we should know, but no. I'm sure it's happened in the world, but in a
doubles 9 would be fantastic.
Really, really fantastic. But again, I think that's like so again, because like when someone's on a 9, it's often like it's so fast and it's so about them being hyper focused on that thing. Like there's so many sort of variables in it.